attempt that is! And the puck deflected, they score!
Welcome to today's virtual press conference live here from Zurich. We're about to start an exciting season in 2 days and therefore would like to share some important information with you today. In the next 70 minutes or so, I'll take you on a European journey as we have the 24 head coaches of the participating teams with us today, split it into 3 groups. They will talk about their ambitions. Also, we have CHL President Jürgen Lindgren and CHL CEO Martin Baumann here in the studio with me. They will talk the upcoming season. And last but not least, we have 3 experts who will share their views on the 3 new on-ice rules which will be taking place in the upcoming CHL season. That's how the agenda looks like today. Of course, journalists have the opportunity to interact with us and ask questions. Please scan the code and enter what you would like to know from us. Head coaches and CHL representatives will provide answers at the end of the press conference. Please do not forget to add the name of the person who shall answer your question. Now it's time for an interview. I'm happy to welcome CHL President Jürgen Lindgren on the stage. Welcome, Jürgen.
Thank you, Monica.
Jürgen, 2 more days until puck drop. How excited are you to see European ice hockey coming back to the stage?
Yeah, but Monica, it's great to be back after a summer, good vacation. Hope everybody rested. And I think we are very, very excited. You can feel that in the room already here today, that we're really, really excited to get things started. And I would say looking forward to see a very good, super good hockey.
It's a special season with a new format, 24 teams only, and the introduction of new rule innovations. Can you tell us a little bit more about this upcoming season?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good season. We have done some changes that's going to be exciting to see in the reality. And I would say for sure it's a special season because we are trying constantly to improving part to get the competition even more exciting. And now with the 24 teams that we have, we will sharpen the competition even harder. And with the new format, we will have games that will be played and be really valuable all the way for the full season.
Let's have a look on game day 1. We have an opening night with 8 games on Thursday, including reigning champions Tampere facing the Danish champions Aalborg Pirates. Which team do you think will be able to challenge the title holders this season?
Good question, and pretty difficult to answer, because what we have seen in the last year is that the development and the preparation for all teams going into the CHL's season is getting better and better, meaning that now with the 24 teams, I think everybody can challenge Tampere for by the end of the season be there with the trophy in front of them. But I think we will for sure have more teams challenging them.
The fans are hungry for ice hockey. What can they expect when the CHL returns this week?
I think with the new structure that we have put together, we will see European club hockey competition at its best, and we will also see a huge battle all the way into getting the trophy and being in the different kind of levels in the tableau. But by the end of the season, be the champions with this huge and beautiful trophy.
Thank you very much, Jürgen. We'll see what the season brings. We start now our European journey with the first part, the North. This part consists of the following teams: reigning champions Tampere, their city rivals Ilves Tampere, Lukko-Rauma, who have played the highest Finnish league since almost 40 years, the Lahti Pelicans, who entered the European stage for the 2nd time, Swedish champions and 2018 CHL finalists Växjö Lakers, Skellefteå AIK, who participate for the 8th time, Färjestad Karlstad, one of the most successful teams in Sweden with 10 championships, the Norwegian champions Stavanger Oilers, who just slightly missed the CHL playoffs last year, and the Danish champions Aalborg Pirates, who surprised with a win against Czech powerhouses Sparta Prague last season. Let's gather some statements from the group. A big hello to all the head coaches of the teams from the North. Let's start with the reigning champions. Richard Grönborg. New season, new team. How is it to start the CHL season with the title holders? Ich höre nichts. Also wir haben ja gar keinen Ton auf dem Stream. We are sorry for this. It seems we have a sound issue. We try with another head coach. I'm sorry for that. It is a live show. It can happen. Let's move on with Antti Pennanen, Ilves Tampere. In the second CHL season for a row, what are your takeaways from last year? Let's try if we can fix it with a sound here. I'm sorry, also a sound issue here. Sorry to interrupt, Antti. My sound engineers here can resolve that for now. I'm very sorry for that. It is a live show, it can happen. We try to fix that as soon as possible. Let's give us a couple of minutes. We move on now with the video, which was supposed to be shown afterwards. In this time, our sound engineers can work on a solution, and then we try this afterwards. I'm sorry again for the problems. It shouldn't happen. It can happen in a live show. So let's catch now some emotions with the video. Sorry for that again.
Welcome to Luleå, the northernmost major hockey city in the world, and for the second time, host to the Champions Hockey League final. Shoots and scores! Pick up the pieces and shoot it! Right place, right time, as so often is the case. And then shoots, what a save by Helyenko! Shot, they score! Cross, turn on effort, the back end, they score! Turn it in!
What a final it was this February in Luleå. I will now welcome our CEO Martin Baumann on the stage. We move on with his presentation while the sound engineers are still working on the issues. Sorry for that. We will have the head coaches later on, now maybe in a bigger block instead of 3 blocks. But welcome Martin on the stage. Let's see what you have brought for us.
Good afternoon, Monica, and thanks for being so spontaneous.
Yeah, it wasn't foreseen, but we have to react somehow. Watching that video, do you still get goosebumps?
Yes, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, always when I see those pictures, I get goosebumps, and still after a few months, yes, this is definitely the case.
Talking about the last season, which were the 3 things that stood out for you?
Well, as we just saw the final, I think it was definitely amazing that the trophy went back to Finland. I think well deserved for the guys here in Finland. I mean, they showed a brilliant championship in their own league, but they were, from the first day on, they were on spot in Champions Hockey League and finally won the champion. The second thing was definitely that the fans went back to the venues, which was also a great achievement. We were waiting for a real long time to see them, and yeah, it made me really happy to see so many fans back in our venues.
Thank you, Martin. And now I think you brought some more facts and figures for us. Please go on with your presentation.
Yeah, actually it's amazing. It's already our 9th season. We played so far more than 1,000 games, 1,097, which was quite exciting. And we had so far 112 game days. We also had 101 team. Last year we celebrated team number 100 with Ljubljana. This year we got a new one. I will come to that one later. We have teams from 20 different countries in our tournament. And guess how many goals were scored during our tournaments? 6,042. Not bad. This is actually the basis for the whole tournament. It is our signed contract with our partner Infront Sports Media, and we did that till 27-28, and I think that helps a lot to further develop and establish the product Champions Hockey League in the market. Great achievement, and we are all happy that we came to a signed contract. 24 teams from 12 countries from 11 leagues will participate in the upcoming season. And as Monica and Jürgen already mentioned, we have for the first time a new format. We are reduced from 32 teams to 24, we believe, on exclusivity. So really the best of the best team will participate. That means the 3 top teams from the 6 founding leagues, plus the champion, plus 5 wildcard teams from different countries will participate. Definitely, looking forward to how that will work. Another thing which changed is the fact that teams will play 6 different opponents. We believe it's a great chance for teams, but as well for fans to see different opponents through Europe. Makes the whole thing even more exciting than it was in the past. That's one of the biggest change, overall ranking. We have a tableau in place now where you see after every single game where teams stand. That makes especially game day 5 and 6 very exciting because, you still can kicked out of the top 16, and on the other hand, team number 17 or 18 or can still make it to the playoff, which is great. That makes the whole thing very interesting. Afterwards in the playoff, we will act as in the past. Number 1 will play against number 16, number 2 will play again against number 15. This is actually the team number 101 I mentioned. It's from Innsbruck, a team really looking forward how they will enter and play their first game in Champions Hockey League. But we also have 11 returning teams from the season 22-23. And we have 12 teams which competed in previous season, the last couple of years, since we started. And I think it's a great opportunity for those ones to come back and to show their best hockey on an international or on a European ice level. With Tappara Tampere, we have, as I said, or several times mentioned, our champion, and this team really showed absolute great performance in their league as well. So they are double champions, so they are the team which has to be beaten next year. And we have also 10 national champions with Vecchio Lakers, Red Bull Munich, Red Bull Salzburg, Kosice, Genève Servette, Ocelari Trinec, Stavanger Oilers, the Rouen Dragons, Belfast Giants, and Aalborg Pirates. 10 champions, on a very, very strong level, definitely. Then we have 2 regular season winners, which will kick in. 5 regular season runner-ups, 5 regular season third-placed team, and last but not least, 1 regular season 4th place, the Pelicans Lahti from Finland. This was actually the picture from last year, from the season 22-23, when we still had 3 champions, 3 dinos, we called them, which played so far every single season in Champions Hockey League. It has changed. There is only 1 left, Tappara Tampere, which played so far all the season. I wish them all the best, of course, but looking forward to how they show their skills on ice. On Thursday at 5:30 we kick off phase of our next season with the game Pardubice against Ilves Tappara and Lahti Pelicans against Vecchio Lakers. Packed weekend, looking forward how that ends. And believe me, it will go like this. February 20 we'll have our final We don't know where, but I'm pretty sure it will go very quick, and we know, and yeah, this is actually the ultimate goal, to find out who will get this trophy we already spoke about on February 20.
Thank you very much, Martin. We will hear more from you later on. I heard we should have been able to solve the sound issues. We start again with the first block of head coaches. If my tablet would work now. We have quite many technical issues today, so, I think. Just give me a second. All solved now. So Richard Grönborg, can you please say something to test if it works now?
I don't know, it's because I'm in Sweden right now that it doesn't work, but...
No, all fine. Now I can hear you, and I know now this time it's not just an issue for me, so it should be solved for everyone. Sorry for that before, but maybe you can tell us once again, how is it now to be with Tampere, the reigning champions in this Champions Hockey League season?
Obviously, it feels great to be with a part of this organization. You can tell just based on what it said.
Ich habe kein gutes Gefühl.
Ich habe ein sehr schlechtes Gefühl. I'm sorry we lost the sound again. I don't know what our technicians can do about that. Sorry for that. It's we rehearsed everything yesterday, and now as it is a live situation, things go bad. That's really unfortunate. Martin, what are your travel plans for this week? Let's give some insights what's going on in the CHL.
Well, like always, looking forward, we start in Finland. We will visit the Lahti Pelicans. We will visit Lukko Rauma to get a feeling, how Finland kicks off into the season. And then we heading to the Stavanger Oilers to Norway on Saturday. And last but not least, I go actually with you, Monica, on Sunday and visiting the underdog Pirate Aalborg in Denmark. And then, going quickly back to Zurich, changing our clothes and preparing ourselves for the next weekend. But I'm really excited, as I said. Is there any sound in the meantime?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything from the sound engineers. But maybe some words about the second weekend. I know you're traveling there again.
There's somebody who likes to come in. Second weekend, since many years. Actually, I was not that often in Great Britain seeing hockey games. I was once in Scotland, and I was really impressed. So, since a long time, I will travel to the Belfast Giants to see how they perform. And then even longer, I think it was since I was the last time in Geneva. So we will visit our colleagues in Switzerland and see how they perform. They are quite ambitious, I heard, since they became champion in Switzerland. 1, 2, 3, they also 4, set their goal in Champions Hockey League for the upcoming season.
Okay. So I heard we will turn now again everything upside down. Martin, you can continue with the second part of your presentation. Please present us the off-ice facts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we are spontaneous.
We are
today.
really spontaneous today. Hopefully, we are not the only one who present
I don't know.
and show slides. Yeah, for the journalist, quite often the prize money is really an important one, and that's the reason why once again I like to be very transparent and explain the prize money for the upcoming season 23-24. The board decided to deliver as much as possible for all the teams in the regular season. So every participating team in the regular season gets 65,000 to cover their travel costs mainly. Then in round of 16 they get another bunch of money, 20,000 in the quarterfinal, semi-finals. The losing finalist gets 120,000, and last but not least, the champion in total 360,000. So this is actually the prize money, the pure money which is distributed to the teams. On top of that, we will deliver additional revenues or create revenues for the club on the First, or on the left side, or the main important side, is the ticketing revenues, which is quite important for the clubs because all the gate revenues belong to the club. Then additionally, hospitality, food and beverage, and sponsorship. Sponsorship means they have the possibility, still like in the past, to sell their helmet, shirt, left arm, goalie blocker, and so on. That was already in the past, but additionally we carved out a few marketing rights from our contract with Infront, and that means every club gets more rights, especially to advertise their pants, so they can put a partner, a logo partner on their pants. They also get ring boards in TV view, plus a platinum circle. And for me, a very important asset is that they can use one sponsor or presenting partner on all digital assets they use. In a digital world, I think quite a substantial package which they can sell to their sponsor. This is actually the broadcasting list for 23-24. Covered whole Europe. I mean, starting from Austria till Ukraine, Europe I think is covered very well. There are a few new broadcasting partners, and I'm really happy. Especially, I'm pretty proud to have again a broadcasting partner in the US. So that means our games are feasible to see in US and in Canada, and that is definitely a great thing. We also continue our marketing award for the 5th season. The reason why we do that, we still like to get all those best practice ideas from clubs, share those ones with our other clubs, and I think that's always a great thing that helps other clubs to learn from each other. There is an international jury who decides who should get this trophy and this brilliant award. The next slide, I'm sure you already saw that. I'm really proud to announce that one, our predictor game. There was a lot of development work during spring. It's now finalized. The rollout happened. There you can predict all our games, but even more interesting, I think, is the fact that you can build groups between colleagues, friends, and so on. And I think this is this is definitely a cool gadget, a cool tool, and I strongly recommend to download our predictor game and try to connect with your friends. TikTok, a story we established last year. The movie or the video you see here was quite successful. More than 6 million people downloaded or watched this TikTok. I'm pretty positive we have another one this year, maybe from this draw, which is so far a bit difficult, not draw, a press conference, which is so far a bit difficult. Maybe we create a TikTok out of that one if we have in the regie no success. But no, just joking. I mean, hopefully we have a video which is even better than the one you just saw. On the stats side, our stats guys in the sport, they were very creative. They just created a new or two new widgets, two new stats, one for the goalies, I mean to measure the goalie performance. I spoke with a few ones, they're really looking forward to see, but also it's interesting to follow those goalie stats on our app and web. And the other one, win prediction widget, we will show that on the Jumbotron in the venue to show on a certain time the probability of which team wins the game. So there again, hopefully that works smoothly, and it will create just another stats feeling in the venue. And last but not least, and hopefully by then they have fixed everything, otherwise Monica and myself, we do then maybe some prediction or whatever. No, it's our media guide, a document which has more than 100 pages. We just went out last week to all media people and journalists and so on. I think personally a document which is quite helpful for those guys who really like to write about, learn about, and about Champions Hockey League. And happy when I saw the first version of our media guide. So, Monica, what's going on? Any update from the regie?
Yeah, unfortunately, there is still no connection to the head coaches, no sound. I'm very sorry about that. I heard there is a couple of questions for you already coming in. Maybe we start with that one. So it's very difficult for me also to lead now this show. One question to you was, what makes Champions Hockey League so special or so different compared to other national leagues, or that this regular season is now so special compared to the other national leagues?
Well, personally, I believe, or strongly believe, that this is an international tournament on a very high level. It's always interesting to see different hockey style from different country. That makes the whole tournament very, very special, very famous. That you can play against teams which you haven't played so far in the past. That we have also teams, maybe smaller ranked teams, underdogs so-called, that they also get but they are anyway, I mean, in their country are champions as well. So I mean, to see the competition between a smaller country and a big one, so that makes Champions Hockey League very famous. It's also a great opportunity for teams meeting other teams in Europe, competing against them, and it's especially for fans also a really cool opportunity to travel with the team, to support the team, and to follow a team in another country, to meet and make some friends over there, and to see maybe complete different hockey style.
Okay. So I heard now that we can give the head coaches another try to not be too painful to Richard Grönborg. We try now with Antti Pennanen from Ilves. Antti, can you please say something for us?
Hello, how are you?
Hi. Well, I had
hear me?
better days than today, but I'm okay, thank you. So we can hear you, so
Okay.
let's try now with you the question. Ilves is in the CHL for the second season in a row. What are your takeaways from last season?
Not much, I think. This is the new season, and of course, first I would like to say that we are very proud to be a part of the Champions Hockey League. This is a great opportunity for us, and we are going to face lots of good teams and new teams also. So we are super excited, and it's going to be a big challenge for us. But I think we are ready for that. We had a good preseason, and we are ready to go. So good luck for everyone, and have a good season. Thank you.
Thank you. Now back to Richard Grönborg, third try. Again, how is it for you now in Tampere with the reigning champions?
Hey, this is ridiculous.
That's not anyways, thank you. Also,
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Richard, but somehow your connection is bad. I have to jump to the next one. I'm sorry for that. Let's try it with Tommy Lamsa from Lukarauma. Your team opens the season against UK champions Belfast Giants. What do you expect from that game?
Hey, hello everybody. Well, like we're really looking forward, and the Friday's game against Belfast, it's a big game for us because Raumaluka didn't play Champions Hockey League 1 year ago, and that's why it's a big game for us. And I think this whole Champions Hockey League, it's a big thing for us and a big challenge, because we just started our new story here, and this is like a big part of our growing process, and we are really proud that we can join Champions
Can you hear me?
again, and
Can you hear me?
hopefully you guys can hear me. And
Tommy,
okay, that's because like sounds so messy for me. Last one, hey, I really want to wish good luck for all teams for the upcoming season, and hopefully we can see good hockey. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, Tommy Niemela from the Lahti Pelicans. You have hired CHL all-time scorer Ryan Lash for the new season. Is he the key to your success?
Well, first of all, hello everybody, and really nice to get to talk to you here also. Hopefully this sound.
I'm mute.
Of course, Ryan is a big part of our team, but we especially we're a team. We try
but
to
I'm not
succeed as a
technical
team,
savvy
and,
enough to.
It's going to be a really good and big challenge for us to be able to play a successful campaign also in this league, and we hope that we are able to stay par to the level what hockey is played in Europe.
Thank you very much. Let's move now from Finland to Sweden with Jörgen Jönsson from the Växjö Lakers. You won the 4th Swedish championship, and is it now also the time to lift finally the European trophy?
Well, hello everybody. So happy to see all the faces. Yes, it's always a chance for us to show ourselves in Europe. Traveling long distances across Europe and being able to compete against other great teams. It's a challenge for us, and it's a fun challenge. So, of course, we're looking forward to try to become champions. That's why we're in this tournament, and we're really excited about it. I think we look forward to meet all the other teams, and with this new format, it's interesting stuff for us too. So we're really excited for the future.
Thank you. And now, Robert Olsson, a CHL season without Skellefteå AIK is hard to imagine. However, we are still waiting for your team making the finals. What is needed to make it that far in the competition?
First of all, hi everybody. I think it's a great job for the club. It has been in this regular rounds for 8 seasons or something. Of course, we want to push ourselves a little bit harder in the playoffs and get to the final and hopefully win the whole thing. But as you all know, it's 24 great clubs out there. So, well, we try to get after Tappara. They are the defending champions. So.
Thank you. Moving on to Färjestad Karlstad and Thomas Mittel. Your team faces teams from Norway, Germany, Switzerland, Denmark and Finland. Which style of hockey do you like the most?
We're not really sure what to expect from the other teams, from the other countries, but I mean, in the beginning of the season, we need to focus on our own game and develop that and take in strides. So focus on that in the beginning, and then we take it from there.
Okay, thank you. Then Anders Gjus from the Stavanger Oilers. Your team starts the CHL season with 2 games against Swedish teams. Is this a tough start for you?
Yeah, hi everybody. It's a tough start, but a start we're looking forward to. We want to push to try and make the playoffs and obviously win that first game. There's from Stavanger's side, we have a lot of history with Färjestad. We have coaches in both clubs who played together. We had the coach from Färjestad here previously, and some Norwegians working in the Färjestad youth department. So it's a big matchup here in Norway, and we're really looking forward to it.
Thank you very much. That was the head coaches from the Block North. We move right away to the second part, to the Block Central to West Europe, which is teams from Genève Servette, who won the first Swiss championship in 118 years of club history. Rapperswil Jona Lakers, who impressed with an incredible fan base in CHL games. EHC Bielbienne, Red Bull Munich and Adler Mannheim, all with a new head coach. ERC Ingolstadt, who are back to the European stage after a long absence. The Rouen Dragons, who wrote a Cinderella story at their last CHL participation by qualifying as first French team to the quarterfinals. And the Belfast Giants, who had their most successful season in 2022-23. Hello to those head coaches. Thank you very much for your participation. We start in Switzerland with Jan Cadieux. Genève Servette is back to the European stage after winning their first national title. What does it mean to the club to be part of this European journey?
First of all, hello to everyone. For us, it's just a great pleasure to be back in this great competition and be able to face the best teams in Europe. It's a big challenge, and we are really excited to get going.
Thank you very much. We move on to EHC Biel and their new head coach Petri Matikainen. You played in 2019-20 with your former club KC Klagenfurt against your new team EHC Biel. Of course, you didn't know back then, but how is it in retro perspective? How special is that for you?
First of all, hello to everyone. Yes, it's kind of a funny and special. Yes, a couple of years ago I was with a different team and we were facing the team that I'm coaching at the moment. But that's the way life goes, and it's been really nice to be here and to coach this team, and we're gonna be ready on Thursday against Kosice.
Thank you. Now, Stefan Hedlund, the Rapperswil Jona Lakers had fantastic support last year from their fans at the away games. Was this an additional boost for your team?
Hello, everybody from beautiful Switzerland and beautiful Rapperswil. Yeah, we're happy with our fans. That they did a huge impression here on everybody. That's great. We have a great support, and that's great for us. But we also need to take the next step on the ice here. So we're not happy with last year. We have to take one step up to make it to the second round here to be a contender here. So excited, looking forward, and also very positive to the new rule changes and the new format, so very excited here.
Thank you. Now moving to Germany, Toni Söderholm, you know this competition as a player, but how excited are you to travel Europe now as a head coach of Red Bull Munich?
Yeah, very excited. It's going to be some fun games. I've used these games during my time as a national team coach for Germany. I use these a little bit as a benchmark to watch players and how they deal with international competition against the best players on the club level. So I'm excited and proud to be a part of it.
Thank you. Mark French, RC Ingolstadt returns to the CHL after a long absence of 6 seasons. How big is the excitement in Ingolstadt?
Well, first of all, just like to say hello to everybody on the call. But there's a buzz around the city right now, and I think with the location of some of our games away from Ingolstadt, I think we should have a real good fan following with us. So, we're excited that we're back in the Champions League and looking forward to a real distinctive challenge.
1, 2, 3.
Thank you. And Johan Lundskog, which opponent are the Adler Mannheim looking forward the most?
It's first of all, again, good to see everybody. It's tough to pick one. We have a lot of great teams, both on the road and first off here at home. So I'm not going to pick any favorites here today.
Okay, thank you. So talking now to the French team, Fabrice Lenry. Last time the Rouen Dragons made a Cinderella story by reaching the quarterfinals. What are your memories of that last season you were in? We can't hear him. Fabrice, you are on mute.
Do you hear me now?
Now we can hear you.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Yeah. And we still have great memories about 2 years ago when we have reached the quarterfinal. And for our organization and for our fans, and we hope that we still have a good result this year.
Someone hear me?
It will be harder with only 24 teams now, but still we want to compete in that competition.
Thank you. And now to the UK. And I'm Keith. The Belfast Giants had their most successful season in 2020-23 with winning the treble. How much has this success boosted your confidence for the CHL?
It was obviously a great season last year for our organization, winning everything domestically, but this is a different competition and a different season. Pretty much a big turnover from last season, so we're excited as a group to get going to Finland and get started here. And we haven't played any Finnish teams in our previous 2 campaigns. So we're real excited as a group to get there and get started.
Thank you. Now a quick reminder at this stage that you still can ask questions to the head coaches and the CHL representatives. Just scan the code and send us your question, including the name of the person who shall answer it. There is a Q&A session at the end of the press conference. A couple of weeks ago, the CHL drew attention when we announced the introduction of 3 new on-ice rule changes. This introduction of the 3 simple but efficient changes came with an overall strategy review, and our sport committee had the aim to develop the sport of hockey and also to increase the excitement for our fans. The process of developing the new rules was important, and it was important that they are non-intrusive and easy to understand. It's believed that they have the right balance of innovation, excitement and credibility. And it will be fascinating to see how they change the game. Today we have invited 3 experts who will talk about these rule changes, but first, of course, a reminder what they are. So we have a slide here for you to know what are the 3 rule changes. It's the 2 minutes against 2 minutes mean 2 minutes, serving delayed penalties and shorthander erases current minor penalty. You can read the details on the slide, but I think we have talked a lot about that in the last couple of weeks, so you are well aware of the 3 changes. And as just mentioned before, we have 3 experts invited today to talk about those rule changes, to bring their view into the discussion, which is probably something refreshing to have also other people talking about it. We have Gord Miller. He is a well-known voice in North America, as he is a commentator for TSN Canada with a focus on the NHL and international ice hockey. We have Tom Kowal, who is a former NHL referee who officiated more than 1,000 games, and he retired in 2018 and is now Director of Officiating for the Austrian Ice Hockey League. And Tobias Samalainen is the former Finnish ice hockey player. He is Sport Director for IFK Helsinki and member of the CHL Sport Committee. Hello everyone. Tobias, as a member, you have been heavily involved in the decisions. Can you share some insights why the CHL Sport Committee came up with the rule innovations?
Yeah, of course. We're always looking for development in the game, how to evolve, and especially thinking about the fans. We're in the entertainment business, so how we can create more excitement. And I believe this is the right step with the new rule changes.
Gord, what was your first reaction when you heard the announcement of the CHL?
Well, I was interested. I think, good morning, everyone from North America. I think a couple of things. You know, penalties in the NHL in the 1950s used to be a full 2 minutes, but they changed that rule because Montreal was so good in the power play. And so it's one of those ones where I don't think you should change a rule because someone is really good. And so I'm excited about the full 2 minutes on the power play. I think that's a great idea. I also think that if you pull your goaltender with a delayed penalty coming and score, still getting the power play is a great idea, and I've long campaigned for that in North America and Europe. The one that intrigues me is the one about a shorthanded goal negating a power play, and I wonder how the coaches will feel about that, because obviously it will encourage teams to be aggressive, killing a penalty to try to score a shorthanded goal. But I wonder how it might also have an effect on a power play that you might be more conservative. You might be so worried about giving up a shorthanded goal that your power play might not be as aggressive. So I'll be interested to see how that works out. But the first 2, for sure, I think are tremendous ideas, and I'll be really interested to see how they go over this year in the CHL.
Interesting thoughts already in the middle of my next question, but before we discuss that a little bit more, I'm interested also from Tom, what were your thoughts when you heard that we will do those changes?
Well, I think kind of like Gord too. I think, you know, we've all sat around all the time we've been in hockey and talked about how the game is and how we can make it better. And some of those ideas have been way out there and some have been just minor changes. But I think as the game's evolved and the players have evolved, it's tremendously important that we evolve as a game. So I'm like Gord, I'm very excited to see how a couple of these play out. And I think it'll affect the game, especially in the third period, in a huge way. So I too am excited to see how it plays out.
Okay. So Gord already touched it. Tobias, we are interested to see or to hear your opinion how the new rules change the game.
Well, hopefully more goals, especially watching Finland hockey for a lot of years. We like to defend, so I think it will bring more chances. And again, we were fortunate enough to test the new rules at the Red Bull Salute this weekend. And I think the changes they can bring is you're up by 2 goals and later stage of the game, but that can change fairly quick if you take penalties. So I think it'll bring more consideration. You're trying to stay out of the box and trying to see more goals.
Do you see the same potential, Gord?
I do. I think that, especially when a team is trailing, the urgency you'll see, for example, to score with a penalty coming, knowing that you'll still be on the power play. And also, I'm looking, I see Adam Keefe on my screen here. He kind of had a smile a minute ago about, the full 2 minutes. When you've got a team with a lot of offensive power, the urgency to score in a 2-minute power play, the idea that if you're down 2 goals, you can score 2 quick on the power play or more. So the urgency on the power play, especially the third period, to score a couple when you're down on the power play makes a lot of sense to me. And I really, the full 2 minutes, I really like. I think that's an excellent rule change, and I'll be really interested to see how it plays out.
Tom, maybe from a game official's view, do you think the game officials have to adapt a lot with introducing those 3 new rules?
Yeah, I don't know a lot. I think certainly with the one, with the shorthanded team being able to score and erase their penalty, I think that's one we have to adapt. We talk to our group all the time about creating sight lines and reading the plays. So if you imagine that, teams are going to put their highly skilled players in the ice to kill the penalties to try and score a goal, that's certainly going to change a little bit how the teams come out of the zone or turnovers at the blue line for pushing defensemen. So I think in terms of reading the play and creating sight lines, there'll be a little bit of an adaptation for our group for sure.
Okay. Gord, you already put rule changes up for discussion yourself. Why do you think innovation is needed in ice hockey?
Well, I think you have to constantly adapt to the fact that the game is changing. I think that for a long time, rules have been changed because teams are really good at something. So, for example, the trapezoid was put in the NHL so the goaltenders couldn't handle the puck because they were so good at it. I don't think you should ever punish players and teams for being good at something. I think we need to encourage skill whenever possible. And I think, for example, the IHF 20 years ago really cracked down on obstruction foul, and it made the game at the international level much better. When you call the penalties, the players will adapt. And I think in this case, and I thought that Tobias made a great point, that I think, power plays may become even more punitive, that players will be less likely to take penalties. I think, if you're leading by a couple of goals in the third period, you're going to be wary to take a penalty because it could really cost your team badly, not just 1 goal, but 2 or more. So I think that encouraging scoring, encouraging aggressive play should always be the idea of rule change. And I think it takes guts to try things. And I think this is a very forward-thinking and progressive move by the CHL. And I'll be interested to see how the fans react to it.
Tobias, why do you think the CHL is the right platform to try these changes?
Well, first off, it's a tournament format, which is a great setup, and you have the best teams in Europe playing against each other. I don't think you can have a better platform to try these. And again, seeing the results out of these rule changes, then you have national leagues that can take those into consideration, and the IIHF as well. So I believe it's a great platform for it.
Again, from a game official's point of view, Tom, do you think the teams, but also the game officials, can easily handle different rules in different competitions?
For sure. I think, you look at the group of officials that work from the different countries and different leagues. And a lot of these guys work international events for IHF too. So I think that they've had to use different rule books at times and perhaps a different standard at times. So I think the group that we have is very adaptable. I think I think they're excited by it, and I think they'll do a great job for us.
Gord, as you are in North America, do you think the NHL will be monitoring this?
Absolutely. I think, the hockey community is a small one, and I think that they'll pay attention to what happens. And I think that, for example, I think the IHF's obstruction crackdown was certainly noticed by them. I mean, the NHL followed the IHF on taking the red line out. So I think there's a lot of back and forth. The IHF has tried to merge its rule book with the NHL to make the rules more consistent across the board. So I think, they'll take a look at it. The one about full 2-minute penalties has been talked about for a long time in the NHL. And I think their fear is that teams with great power plays will start running up scores. But I want to see goals. I want to see excitement. I want to see scoring. I want to see teams have chances to get back in games. And so I think if this is a success here and it starts to spread, of course the NHL will take notice.
Where there is change, there is always emotion. Why do you think the feedback, especially from the fans, is so controversial? Maybe back to you, Gord, once again.
Well, I think people don't like change, for one thing. I mean, I think in a lot of cases, there have been things that there have been rule changes that have been made that people have objected to right away, and now they're used to them. I would say, for example, the puck over the glass penalty in the NHL, when it first came in, when it was an automatic penalty for putting the puck over the glass, a lot of fans were upset about it. But now it's not only acceptable, but right away you hear a buzz in the crowd when the puck goes over the glass, like that's a penalty. And I think that right away, whenever you try to make change, there are going to be some people that don't like it. And hockey is a very traditional sport. It's an old sport. But I think change is really important. And I think that I salute the CHL for trying this change. Some of it might not work. Some of the rule changes might not work. And after a year, look at it and make the necessary adjustments. But I think trying things and trying to improve things should always be your goal.
Tobias, what were the reactions you heard mainly so far? Maybe more from the sports side?
Well, talking to my colleagues, I think everyone was positive about it. They were waiting on to see how it affects the game, but they were positive. And like Gord said, when you get change, people are going to have negative and positive about it. And we'll see it during the tournament as well. You might have one team and their fans might be pretty upset with the new rule changes. The other team will be excited about it. But again, we're in the business that's filled and gone through with emotions. So it's going to bring negative and positive, but it brings fans to the crowd as well.
Tom, any feedback from game officials so far?
Yeah, I think they're the same. We're all humans too, and I think there's certainly positive to some and some negative. But I think it's important, like the guys have said, change is so important. I'm a huge Major League Baseball fan, and they changed a couple of rules a year ago or so, and man, did it make the game better. What we're trying to do here is to make the game better. At the end of the day, goals or even just scoring chances to create excitement. You look at the generation of fans that's coming up and coming to our games. We have to create excitement, create buzz, and have them want to come back to the building. And I think that's what these are designed for. They're designed to provide excitement within the game, and that's what we're trying to do here.
Which style of hockey, country, or team will be best in adapting their style of play to the new rules? From your point of view, Tobias.
I don't think it will prefer a country or a style. I think everyone will take these into consideration. Like I said, you want to stay out of the box, but also, it's gonna. You're looking at your teams and you have these rule changes. You're gonna want to have good power play players on your team, but I don't see it affecting a certain style. I think teams are going to try to stay out of the box and you try to be effective when you have the opportunity to play power play.
What's your opinion on this, Gord?
Well, I would think, and I'd like to hear from a coach on this, actually. I'd be curious what a coach says, but I think the emphasis on the power play is going to be increased. I think teams are going to really emphasize the importance of their power play. They're going to focus on getting their top guys out there. And I think a good point was made earlier that, I remember covering the Edmonton Oilers in the 1980s, and they had Wayne Gretzky and Jari Kurri killing penalties back then, and then Mario Lemieux in Pittsburgh started killing penalties. I would have to think that with the opportunity to not only score shorthanded, but to negate the other team's power play by doing it, I would think a lot of coaches would put really highly skilled players on the penalty kill as well to try to take advantage of that. But I'd be curious to see what the coaches think.
And Tom, your point of view on that?
Yeah, I agree. I think that, we got 24 smart men as coaches in this league here. And I think every time we put rules in place, it's amazing to see how coaches adapt and how coaches thrive. And you think your way through the new rules and what they'll do, but there's a coach or two that's going to say, hey, I can do this, and this is going to help my team by this rule. So I'm interested to see how the teams adapt and the different styles they play through these rules.
Maybe one last question before we close this expert talk. Tobias, can you share some more insights with us from the CHL Sport Committee? Was this a one-timer or is there more to come?
I think this was a good start. And again, we're going to see the results after the year, but I believe there's more to come. We just have to be patient and not trying to bring too many at one time. And I think we did a good job with this, bringing 3 new rule changes in. But I think we're trying to develop the game, and again, we're battling for people's time in the entertainment business. So we try to create more excitement to the game.
Thank you very much, Tobias, Gord, and Tom. Very interesting opinions. I think it gave us a little bit more insights into the topic. As said before, it will be very interesting to see how this is implemented as of Thursday in the Champions Hockey League. We could talk about that for much longer, but we have to stop at some point. Now we move on with the last part of the European journey. I have to find it in my document. We end the European journey with the Central to East Europe teams, which are Ocelari Trinec, who won the 3rd Czech championship in a row, Dinamo Pardubice, Vítkovice Videra, and HC Košice, who are all back after 6 seasons of absence, Red Bull Salzburg, who only missed 1 single CHL season so far, HC Bolzano, the only Italian team who have competed in the CHL yet, HC Innsbruck, the only newcomers this year. Hello to the teams from Central to East. Let's start with the Czech champions. Vladimír Orzák, Ocelari Trinec has started the season's CHL campaign with 2 home games. Is this an advantage?
Hello, I would like to say hi to everyone, and we'll see. We got a really tough opponents from Switzerland and Germany, and with the new rules, it's going to be really interesting to see how it goes. But as every year, we are more than pleased to be in Champions League, to compare against the top team and different style of games. So we are exciting, our fans are exciting, and we got 2 great teams here in Trinec over the weekend. So hopefully it's going to be a win for us.
Thank you. We move on to Václav Varada from Dinamo Pardubice. You are very experienced with the CHL. What do you like the most about the competition?
Hi everybody. Thanks for having me. I am excited to be back with the CHL group. I hope for my team we're gonna have great games before the start of our regular season, and I feel that it's gonna help us down the stretch when the season's gonna be finishing by playoff. I think this situation for the players to play quality games like that will for sure plus our game and start of our season.
Thank you. Now to Milos Holland from Vítkovice Videra. Which game are you looking forward the most and why?
Hello to everyone from Ostrava. We are looking forward to compete any team in a tournament. We had a tournament in Switzerland, so we already have a good challenge from those teams, but we're looking forward to Finnish teams as well, Germany team as well. So it's a big experience for us and we are looking for it.
Thank you. Oliver David, you are taking the CHL adventure on your first role as a head coach for a European team. How does the CHL help Red Bull Salzburg in their development?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for having us. Can you hear me fine?
Yes, we can hear you fine. Thank you.
Okay, good. Yeah, the development of Red Bull Salzburg in the Champions League, I think, as you mentioned, only missing one time. It's a big goal to get there to prepare for our ice hockey league for our regular season. We had an extremely difficult preseason. All the teams we played were of the highest level, just like the CHL. So my fingers are crossed that helps us prepare for our first games heading into this tournament.
Thank you. Now to Niklas Sundblad, new head coach of HC Bolzano. The Italian team is back to the CHL after a year's absence. What are the goals for this season?
Well, first and foremost, hello everyone, and the goals is try to win every game we participate in. I know we play some really good opponents, but we're excited and we're really looking forward to the start of the tournament.
Now to Dan Ceman of HC Košice. It is your fifth CHL participation, your personal fifth participation with the third team. How does your experience benefit the Slovak champions?
First of all, hello to everybody, and it's a great honor to be involved in the Champions Hockey League again. I mean, that's a good question. Every year presents extremely different and extremely high-level challenges. So I think that just the experience so far has shown that we need to be at our very best to compete at teams of this level, and then we have to be flexible. We have to play a game and leave it in the past and get on to the next one. And we just want to be extremely competitive every game. And if we're competitive, then we have a chance to win against anybody, even though it's such an incredible challenge for us. But yeah, that's probably what the most experience does for us.
Thank you very much. Last but not least, we have the newcomers. Unfortunately, there is an issue with the camera, but we can hear Mitch O'Keefe, the head coach of HC Innsbruck. Your team has qualified for the very first time for the CHL. How big is the excitement in the team and in the city?
Well, it's definitely very exciting. Everyone in the club is over the moon that we're participating in this great tournament. And we're looking forward to our first game this Thursday against Geneva, a great club. And yeah, we're really excited.
Thank you very much, and good luck with the season. Thank you very much to all the head coaches for participating. We'll hear more of the coaches very shortly in the Q&A session. For now, we're almost done. Thank you everyone for listening to us. Remember, the season starts in 2 days. On Thursday, we have a Thursday evening with 8 games, fully packed of exciting ice hockey. 4 more games conclude game day 1 on Friday. And a big thank you goes also to our sponsors. Long-time official presenting sponsor Engelbert Strauss, official sponsor Skoda, and our official partners. Thank you very much. We move now on with the Q&A session for a limited time. You can still enter questions if you want to do so. First, we answer the questions to the head coaches so they can leave afterwards. And at the end, we address the questions to our CEO Martin Baumann and our president Jürgen Lindgren. Let's see if we have some questions coming in. I see there is one for Antti Pennanen from Ilves Tampere. So the question is, what do you expect from the 3 games against the Czech teams? I don't know if we have again a technical issue as we can't see and hear Antti. He is on mute. Antti, you are on mute. Okay, I move on with the next question. Maybe we can try Antti afterwards again. The question is to Tony Söderholm, Red Bull Munich. You tested the new CHL rules in Red Bull Salute. What effects do you see from the new rules and what are your takeaways for the opening games?
Yeah, we had a couple of instances where you were trying to force the play a little bit when you pull the goalie and you're waiting to get on the power play, and then that's, I think, what's going to be an exciting opportunity to score. I think is that delayed penalty situation, and obviously for the on the other part, when you're facing a penalty coming up, then you have some issues that you have to solve about that. But I think, like everybody here in the exciting new thing that's going to get tested. So my first opinion or my first impression is that it definitely adds an element to the game.
Thank you. Next question goes to Yann Cadieux from Genève Servette. Genève are seen by many clubs as the absolute favorite in this CHL season. Do you think it's finally time for Switzerland to win the CHL, and are you up for the challenge?
Of course, we're always up for any challenge. That's our goal when we enter a competition. But right now, we're not going to focus on the final result. We're just going to take it game by game. And we had a long season last year, so right now it's just to find our legs again. And for Switzerland, yes, it would be about time. But there's also two other great Swiss teams in the CHL, and hopefully one of the Swiss teams can bring the cup home.
Next question is for Adam Keefe, Belfast Giants. Many teams have highlighted Belfast as the team they are most looking forward to facing. Why do you think that is? You are on mute.
Sorry about that. I think maybe they're more interested in coming to Belfast, a great city, but I don't know. I mean, I think everybody's excited about the new format, playing the 6 different teams is new to us, and we're just looking forward to competing against everybody that's in our group and seeing where we stand against some of the best in Europe.
Next question for Vladimir Orsak, Ocelari Trinec. Trinec have played in 7... Oh, now the question disappeared. That doesn't help. Can my team please bring back the question to Vladimir? Okay, maybe afterwards. Sorry. I bring the question for Mark French, and we work on the other one. So Mark French, RC Ingolstadt, one of the keys for your team's success last season was the development of the young players. What areas of their game can these young players improve by playing against international competition in the CHL now?
Well, yeah, I think when you're tested against the best, I think it forces you to improve, and it gives us a great evaluation tool. So our plan is to integrate those guys into our lineup and let some veteran players really lead the ship. But no, we plan to use them and use it as a great learning experience.
Thank you. So we try Vladimir once again. Trinec have played in 7 past CHL seasons and are one of the most experienced teams in the competition. They've won 4 Extraliga titles in a row. Why have you struggled in the CHL?
It's tough to say. Of course, we want to win every game and be a tough opponent against everyone. And I think Trinec only once qualified for the quarterfinals. So we would like to break that record, and we want to make sure we play our game at the best every game, and finally make that extra step and make it to the farther than just the basic group.
Next question for Mitjo Keefe from HC Innsbruck. You are the only newcomer team in the CHL this season and will face 23 top teams in Europe. Does that intimidate? These questions are jumping, I'm sorry. Does that intimidate or challenge you?
Yeah, it's definitely a big challenge for us as a club. We're not a big financial club, but we know we're the underdogs, and we're excited about the competition, and we're excited for the tournament. And no, we're ready to get going. It's gonna be great.
Thank you. Maybe let's try. Sorry, my team is telling me the Trinec frog, but we had that one already. So let's try Antti Pennanen once again. Antti, can you maybe try once again if we hear you? No, unfortunately not. So question to my team, are there more questions for the head coaches? If that's not the case, thank you very much to the 24 head coaches for joining this press conference. I'm sorry again for the struggle we had at the beginning. I'm glad we were able to solve that. So the head coaches are relieved now. Good luck for the season to everyone. We are looking very much forward to the games. We keep on in the live stream for the questions for Martin Baumann and also Jürgen Lindgren if he can come back to the stage. But thanks again to the head coaches and good luck for the games. Question now to Martin Baumann. Where do you see the CHL in a year and where do you see it in 5 years? Aren't you worried that the new format is too much of a risk?
Good one. Well, actually being different is one of our goals for Champions Hockey League. And I think we definitely fulfilled these criteria the last few years. Yes, of course, it is a risk to reduce from 32 to 24. But I mean, as I said, I think we believe on really have the best on our tournament. And I think with 24, yeah, we reduced number 4, number 5 from certain countries. Pleasure. And yeah, I think looking forward to see how they compete each other. That's one goal. And the other one, I think with all the changes we have in our petto, I think we will continue to bring new ideas into the tournament, because I think, as Gord and as all the experts said, I think it is our goal to be different and to create more excitement for the fans, for the players, for the hockey in general. And there I'm really positive. I think we will have lots of fans which highly appreciate all those changes in the future.
One question to Jürgen. Has there been any recent motion to try and include the National Hockey League in the CHL?
Oh, that's a big question. That's and a very interesting question. No, absolutely not. Of course, we constantly meeting people and definitely had the chat with NHL also, but nothing talking about joining or putting things together. But I think it's good. It's always good to have knowledge exchange. So we would try to meet as many people as possible to continue to develop, as I said in the beginning, the Champions Hockey League.
One more question for Martin. Which new markets would you like to see embrace CHL hockey?
Well, that's also a good one. I mean, so far we liked the small countries quite a lot. I mean, especially to mention Great Britain with their fans was always a great success story for Champions Hockey League, and that really brought in some new experience. But why not having other countries from Europe? But I think the most important thing is in the new format, they really have to qualify themselves on a sporty level for Champions Hockey League. That's very important because with 24, as I said now several times, you only have the best of the best in our tournament. And but why not having teams from Poland or from Hungary or from other countries? But the main request is that we always would get the champion from those countries, and that would be interesting for us.
Thank you. That was the last question for today. That's it for now. Thank you very much for joining us in this live stream. Sorry again for the troubles we had. We are now looking forward to our new season to start in 2 days from now. Very exciting games to come, very exciting new format, very exciting new rules. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye for now.